Okay everyone, welcome back to CBD Yoga and Fitness. My name is Mike and thank you all so much for joining me today for this yoga for hips and heart. We will be using 2 blocks throughout this practice today. So when you're ready, roll your mat, grab some water, and let's get started. Okay everyone, so let's begin in a nice seated position, one leg in front of the other. Option to rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. And then simply just come back to our breath, come back to this present moment, letting go of everything that has happened thus far today. Being grateful that you are taking this time for yourself. And so our intention today is going to be I am open. So in this practice, we're really going to be focusing on opening up the hips and opening up the chest, opening up the heart. So for a lot of us, we tend to store lots of energy and we can store negative emotions and just a whole bunch of unnecessary things in our hips. So whenever we do like a hip opening yoga sequence, some of us emotions or some things may come up to the surface, so just honor them if they do. And so our intention is I am open, so feel free to finish that with I'm open to receive, I'm open to receive peace, I'm open to receive love, guidance, joy, laughter, whatever feels great right now. Breathe it in. And then when you're ready, we'll get started. So let's inhale, lift our hands up towards the sky. Exhale, plant our hands down in front of us and slowly walk the hands out long, really breathing into the hips, especially the right hip here. Option to rest your forehead on the mat. And on your next exhale, slowly walk your hands back towards you. And from here, let's crisscross the legs, so bringing the opposite in front of the other. Again, let's inhale, lift both hands up. Exhale, plant the hands down in front of you. Again, walking your hands out long, really breathing into the left hip here. Exhale, slowly walk it back up. Then from here, let's make our way onto all fours. Stacking the hands underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So inhale, dropping the belly, opening the chest, opening the heart. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart. Exhale, round. Moving with your breath, go at your own pace. Let's do one more round. And we'll meet back in all fours. So So from here, let's start to do some hip circles. So basically just moving our hips in one direction. And then when you're ready, change direction. And when you're ready, let's come back to all fours. We'll keep our knees stacked underneath our hips. And from here, we'll come into a puppy pose. So basically, I'm just walking the hands out long, melting the heart, melting the chest forward, bringing the forehead to the mat, really opening up the chest and the upper back. Breathing into your torso. Continue to breathe. We'll take a few more breaths here. Next exhale, come forward onto your belly. And we'll take a Sphinx pose. So stacking the elbows underneath the shoulders. Hands and forearms out in front of you. Again, opening up the heart, opening up the chest. Keep your core slightly engaged here. I am open. Exhale, slowly release, and we'll shift our hips back, coming into an extended child's pose. Knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Arms extended out long in front of you. Again, resting the forehead on the mat. And really breathing in to the upper back, the shoulders. Exhale, slowly start to release. We'll make our way back up onto hands and knees. From here, we'll sit up on our knees and we'll come into a camel pose. So another great heart opener. Let's just start by placing our hands on our low back and then slowly rocking back and forth. Continue to breathe. My knees always crack in camel pose. And then maybe go back a little bit further. And if it's in your practice, you can come into full camel pose, bringing your hands to your heels, Opening up your heart, your chest, pushing your hips up and forward. Imagine a fruit between your chin and your chest. Breathe. Exhale, release, bring the hands back to the lower back. Slowly rise back up. And we'll take a counter pose, coming into a quick rabbit pose. So bringing the knees together, and grabbing onto your heels, bringing the crown of the head to the mat. Exhale, release. Great job. So from here, let's make our way onto our bums. We'll start to open up the hips here. So come to a seated position with the soles of the feet in the mat. From here, we'll simply step our right foot over our left knee. Really breathing into the right hip here. This is one of my favorite hip openers. And feel free to rock side to side. Really just opening up that right hip. And when you're ready, you can come onto your forearms and then come onto your back. And we'll take a reclined pigeon pose, so lifting the left leg up off the ground, clasping the hands around the left thigh, pushing your right leg open with your right elbow. Continue to breathe. Keep both feet flexed here as well. And then on your next exhale, take it even further. So arms can come to a T, and we'll simply bring our right foot slowly to the ground. Again, pushing our right leg open so our knees should be pointing up towards the sky. And again, really breathing in to the right hip. Going a little bit deeper into the pose with each exhale. Exhale, slowly come back to center. From here, we'll bring both knees into our chest, rock up and down a few times, massaging the spine. And we'll come back up to a seat, and we'll take it over to the other side, stepping our left foot over our right leg. Again, finding some nice movement here, rocking side to side, opening up the left hip. Notice how this side is different. When you're ready, come onto your forearms and then onto your back. We'll come to a reclined pigeon pose here, clasping the hands around our right thigh, keeping both feet flexed, pushing our left hip open. And on your next exhale, bring your arms up to a T. Bring the left foot down slowly to the ground. Again, pointing our left knee up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly come back to center. And again, we'll bring both knees into our chest. We'll give ourselves a big hug here. Again, maybe rocking side to side, massaging the spine. When you're ready, we'll rock up and down. Coming up into a seat once again. Great job, everyone. So from here, let's make our way onto our backs. And then from here, let's plant our feet into the ground and we'll come into a bridge pose. So hands can be by your sides. We'll slowly inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Option to clasp your hands together here, shimming the shoulders underneath you. Breathing here. If you have a block, you can place it between your knees or imagine a block between your knees, not letting your knees flail out. Exhale, slowly lower the spine back down to the mat. From here, we'll take a constructive rest, bringing the feet as wide as the mat and letting the knees knock in towards each other, placing one hand on your heart, the other hand on your belly. Exhale, come back to center. From here, we'll make our way into a fish pose, one of my favorite poses. So again, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We'll lift our hips up slightly, place our hands underneath our hips, underneath our sacrum, and extend extending the legs out long, keeping the feet flexed, shimming the shoulders underneath you. So you want to have the majority of the weight in the forearms here. So when you're ready on your next inhale, let's lift the chest up. Take a quick look at our toes, maybe wiggle our toes, smile. And then from here, bring the crown of the head back and letting it hover or rest on the mat. Again, keeping most of the weight in your forearms. Feet are flexed. Exhale, slowly rise up and release. Great job, everyone. So from here, we'll come into our final three poses. So let's rock back up into a seated position. So we'll grab our blocks if we have them, and we'll come into a nice heart opener, one of my favorite poses again. Every pose is my favorite pose, pretty much. So we'll place our blocks on our medium heights. So one is going to be acting as a pillow, the other one is going to be in line with our upper middle spine. So take your time here to get situated. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So once you do get situated, take up some space here, bring the hands and the arms out wide, taking the legs and the feet wide. Such a good heart opener here. I am open. So we'll stay here a few more breaths. And when you're ready to release, do so mindfully, placing the forearms and the hands into the mat and slowly lift yourself up. Keep one block and set one to the side. So coming into our hip opener now, so placing the block underneath our sacrum, underneath our tailbone area, extending the legs out long once again, bringing the arms wide, opening up the hips. Releasing any unnecessary tension, burdens, negativity. Just let it all melt away. Take a few more breaths.
remove the block. We'll come into final pose, final shavasana. Great job, everyone. Take up space here. Option to rest your hands on your heart, or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Again, take some time here to acknowledge your practice today. Send gratitude to yourself for showing up on your mat, taking this time for you. I encourage you to stay here as long as you like. If not, let's bring our hands together at our heart and up to our third eye. Thank you all so much for joining me today. The light in me honors the light in each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.